Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I want to make this video just to show this is what I do, and I got this idea from some of the old guys that I've met up with, and the experienced shooters and all that who've been doing it for forever and a day. And they headed me in this direction. They said, you know what, make your life a little easier. Do it like this. And they had showed me what they do. So this is how I prepare for a day at the range. Now, I decide what it is that I want to do. If am I going to just go to the pistol range? Now, I belong to a gun club. So they have pistol range, rifle range, indoor, outdoor, all that kind of stuff. So everybody's range is different. So for me, for me to go and shoot, I can shoot indoor pistols, and I can also shoot outdoor at steel, but they're in two different locations. So I got myself this bag. This is a bag by a company called Savior, Savior, and you can find this bag on Amazon. So you just go to Amazon, you can find this bag, type in Savior range bags or pistol bags. This is for my pistols. And I only have two pistols. There's one other that I want to get because I like firearms and I want firearms, but I'm not a firearms. I don't think I need to have a ton of them. I'm happy with what I have, and there's one other one that I'm thinking of. But here's how I prepare. Now, this bag here, it's not that big. It's not heavy. In the front here, you have two zippers, and they do come together, and you can put a lock in here, a small little lock if you want to. I don't feel the need to do that. The zipper open. It opens up, and inside of here, I have a notebook. I always carry a notebook because I always write down what ammunition that I used for that day at the range. And I have a pen in here for if I, need to write down anything that has happened so that I remember anything. Whether it's jams, stovepipes, whatever it is, and what magazine it happened with, what it was that happened, what ammunition brand I was using that something happened with, so that I know and I don't forget. I have here in this little pouch, in this bag, I have a bore snake. This bore snake is for 9mm. It's for anything that's 30 caliber. So you have 9mm, 38 special, 357, 380. It all works on the same bore snake. So I keep a bore snake, and I keep it in these bags because bore snakes can get a little dirty, and I don't want to have all that oil and anything inside my bag. This other bore snake is in a Ziploc bag, and this is for 22. So it's for 22 long rifle, and that's my bore snake for 22 long rifle. Then I have in this pouch is a speed loader for 9mm. And other calibers, it's a speed loader just for your magazines. So I have that, and I keep that in this pouch so that I have it, because when you want to shoot a lot, loading up those magazines can be a bear. So that's what's in the front, and I keep this little book here, my little notebook, and that's all. That's what I have in there. So we'll zip this up, close this. They stay in there all the time. other than the book will come out when needed. Then you have this zipper compartment. You open up this zipper compartment and you can open this up almost flat. Now I have my magazines. I have 4 magazines for my 9mm pistol. And each one of these magazines holds 15 rounds. So that gives me 60 rounds right here. Now, I want to say this. It all depends on where you live. Make sure you know the laws. You are allowed to take your firearm to the range, but you have to know the laws from where you live. I have a license to carry firearms. Where I live, it's not called a concealed carry permit. I have a license to carry firearms. I can have 4 rifles in the back of my back seat, and have this in my front seat, and have all these magazines loaded, and have a loaded magazine in each one of my guns. And if I get stopped, all I got to do is show them my license, no problem, and I can go on my way. If you do not have a license, depending on where you live, where I live, if you do not have a license to carry a firearm, you have to have your firearm in the case that you got it with, or a box or something, unloaded, and then have your ammunition somewhere else in another container, and then you load your magazines when you get to the range. That's very important to make sure that you know the laws of the city, state, county, everything where you live. So I just wanted to get that out there. And this is basically for, people who are basically beginners or just looking for a little bit of information. Now, I also have these other 2 pouches here. I have 2 of the 2245 light, the Ruger magazines. 2 of them fit inside of each one of these. They fit right on top of each other. And they're unloaded because I'm just doing this as a demonstration. But normally, if I was heading to the range, all these magazines would be loaded. And then I usually have a box, and I will show you the box in a part 2 of this. And then 2 magazines fit. You have to finagle them a little bit because you have this little button here for loading, that moves up and down when you load your magazines. So you have that button's in the way, so you have to finagle a little bit, but it stretches enough. So I have 2 in here. These are each 10 rounds, so I'll have these 2 loaded, so that gives me 20 rounds loaded. And then I have another 2, which gives me another 20 rounds loaded. And then when you have spaces in between. If I had more of these magazines, which I have on order coming, I could put these magazines one at a time in between if I want to. Loaded and have even more magazines. So that's another option that I can do. And they can all be loaded so that when I get to the range, I'm ready to go. Now, with this bag inside of here, this is all padded here. Inside of this side, I unzip it. Unzip her here. And underneath of the magazines, I have my Ruger 22 pistol. It has already been safety checked. There's no magazine in the mag well. And it is on safe. The white dot, you can see it's on safe. And that's the way that I bring it. When I bring it, I can have this loaded. when I bring it, because I have that license. But I'm showing you, if you don't have a license, this is how you can carry with all these magazines empty and your firearm empty. And then you zip it in this container and you set your firearm in here. It's protected. You have your pistol in there. You zip that up. That's not going anywhere. And now on this side, I can unzip this and I can pull out my other pistol, my CZ. And if you notice here, my CZ, I'll show you up close to you, the first showing. And I have to take this to the range and give it a try. I got new grips that I ordered off of eBay. And these are laser engraved wooden grips. And I think that they're absolutely beautiful. They feel comfortable. And I'm going to be giving these a try. And I think that they look real good. They have a floral pattern, and they even have the CZ emblem in the center. And they have like a shelf where it's like a slight thumb rest here. So you can put your thumb here, and it's like a little shelf and all that. And it works for left or right-handed. So I got that. But I have my CZ. Now this is also unloaded, and the hammer is completely all the way down. This firearm is unloaded and safe. And I have that in this container. And everything just slides in the container. You slide it in this bag, and I can zip it closed. Now it's padded, so nothing happens to your gun. It's not going to get scratched and all that stuff. Now I have all my magazines here. When I would go, all these magazines would be loaded. And I might have a magazine that's loaded, but I would not have one in the chamber. But I might have a magazine loaded in the firearm. So it gives me more room if I have extra magazines. Like the one thing, what I would do, because I have 2 more of the 22 magazines coming, because they're only 10 round magazines. These are 15 round magazines. I would load this magazine, and I would have this magazine loaded with 15 rounds, and this would be in the gun. And the gun, the hammer would be down, and it would be on. There's no safety on this gun. The hammer would be down. There wouldn't be a round in the chamber, and it would be safe to carry like that. And then that frees up this spot for 2 more of these Ruger magazines that would be loaded. So that would give me 10, 20, 30, 40. That would give me 60 rounds loaded already of the 22 ammo, as well as 15, 30, 60 rounds of 9mm loaded, ready to go for my 9mm pistol. And that's how I would carry this to the range. And then I just close it up. It opens up enough that you can close it. That's fine. Get the other zipper here. And then I just carry it with these handles. It's very light. It's very small. It is so small. I have a metal ruler here. This is 12 inches. This bag is a little bit, it's roughly 12 inches wide. It's roughly 10 inches, with depth. And then the thickness with 2 firearms in it, magazines, and then the stuff in the front, you're looking at roughly about, we'll just say 7 inches. Very small, very light, has everything you need. Now, if you don't have a license to carry a firearm, you have to carry your ammunition separately. We'll set this to the side. I just happened to get this bag when I bought my scope. And this is just a little I don't even know what it's made out of. It's not canvas. It's like nylon bag. It unzips. Now, I could throw 200 rounds or more, 250 rounds if I wanted to, of 9mm loose ammo in this bag. And then I just zip it closed, and I just carry it along with me, and it holds it. It's got a little handle. It holds it, and it's perfectly fine. I can unclip this. I can clip this around the handle on that bag, and then close it, clip it, and now it's all in one bag, and I'm carrying everything all in one bag. I'm carrying my ammunition and my firearms and my magazines for 2 guns all in one bag. I have a notebook for any notes in case anything were to happen with the guns. I can write down so that I remember and check on it when I get home and stuff like that. And I keep track of what ammo I had shot, what name brand I shot, how well it shot, did it give me any problems, all that stuff. How accurate it was, all that stuff. So that's what I do, and I'll show you in a part 2. This will be the end of part 1 because I don't want to make the videos too long. I'm going to do a part 2 and show you the box that I bring along with me. So that's what I do. Thank you for watching, and we will see you at part 2. We'll be right back. Bye.